Hallo kære venner. I dag er en særlig dag for dig og mig, fordi jeg har en gave til dig, forhåbentlig. Jeg har nemlig rejst fra farm til The Big Apple i New York, hvor jeg skal møde min Qigong lærer Robert Peng. Robert er ikke bare en Qigong lærer, han er virkelig en særlig lærer. Det er derfor kongelig, tidligere premierminister, skuespiller, topmodeller og almindelige mennesker, ligesom dig og mig, men vi er også kongelige, har opsøgt Robert for hans helbredende kræfter. Jeg var heldig til at få den her DVD som en gave for mine gode venner Anthony hos Sounds True, som producerer bøger og DVD'er for alle de top lærere rundt i verden. Tak Anthony, du er en god mand. I marts i år. Og Roberts Qigong har været de bedste ting, jeg har gjort for min helbred i årevis. Den har givet mig mere energi, en dejlig indre ro og forbedret min helbred. Så jeg synes, du skal også opleve Robert. Og det er derfor, jeg er i New York. Fordi nemlig om nogle få timer skal jeg møde ham for første gang. Og jeg er så spændt, fordi jeg har talt med ham i telefon. Jeg kan bare mærke hans visdom og kærlighed. Og jeg skal forsøge at lokke Robert til Europa for første gang. Og fortæller han i aften, hvor underlig du er, og hvorfor den hedder Wonderful Copenhagen. Og kunne det ikke være spændende for os alle sammen til at møde Robert i København til mig næste år, og opleve han for første gang i Europa, og mærke på vores egen krop, hans særligt unik form for Qigong. Tak. So, Robert, your book has got an amazing, enchanting story about your childhood and how you met your master. And I could have gone on for weeks just reading about the childhood stories with him. Tell us a little bit about your childhood.
Well, I started when I was a little boy, about 8 years old. At that time, I was sick. Then no doctor can help. So I have to quit school.
And it was your heart?
Yeah, the heart is like severe pain, especially when I run or jump. But as you know, as a little boy, you don't want to stop. So I put up a lot of pain, just having the fun, but it didn't work out. The doctor couldn't help. So in the end, he said, "Boy, you said to my mother, your son have to quit school, rest." So I rested at home. The first few days I'm fine, but it's so boring. Yeah, so I sneaked out and wandered around, getting some wild strawberries and watching the ants. It's not enough. Then I climbed over a wall. It's a resort hotel. Over there they have beautiful fruit trees, swimming pool. That's when we little child we like to go. Over there there's a tiny space, not really tiny, it's a space called boiler room. And I like to go there before, but only with my parents because we're not allowed to come in. We had to climb over the wall to go along. So I go there, and the boiler room was my first master. Actually, the master, when I call master, it refers to him. He looked like an ordinary person. Yeah, middle-aged. I didn't know he was already like middle 80 already. Yeah.
So he looked much younger than...
Much younger, like me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm 82.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he just like always smile and gentle. You don't feel he's so powerful. He looks so normal. Like if a few people walking on the street, if a robber like to do something, they might choose him, which will be very wrong. Yeah, that's how ordinary he looks. But nobody knew. Like he's so powerful. He can disable a fierce animal with his bare hand, just freeze the wild bull. Yeah, and also his healing power is amazing, like miraculous healing power. He can gaze at you and doing the healing. Yeah, of course I started to peeping, looking for the fire, and then he began to teach me the martial arts, eagle paw, claw, horse stance. The hardest one is horse stance, because horse stance is boring. Yeah, and you stand bending your knees 90 degrees, 20 minutes is really hard. It's really hard. So that really, like at first, it's intimidated for me. For the first time, it was just so hard. Then one day I went there, I practiced. In a few minutes, I got in the trance. It feels like there's someone is putting the chair under my butt. So it feels like I'm sitting somewhere. Then I was in a trance and I forgot it. When I come back, my master was very happy to say, because he knew that I crossed the difficult.
Yeah, the obvious.
I crossed the mountain.
Yeah.
Going. He said, 4 hours. You've done 4 hours. I cannot believe that. Yeah. Normally it's 4 hours. It's impossible.
And
40 minutes.
How old were you?
I was 8 years old.
So 8 years doing 4 hours in the horse stance.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's after that really triggered a lot of enthusiasm and practice. Then of course he guided me to all this different kind of healing arts and the martial arts. For the healing arts, because he said you need to purify energy if I want to do the healing. Then when he returned to the monastery, that's like 7 years, 8 years later, he returned to the monastery. At that time, he's just in my hometown. It's a hermit life. But when the things are getting better, you know, Chinese Cultural Revolution, so when that finished, he returned to the monastery. So I visited him to the monastery. He put me on a water fast for 100 days.
And then were you about 15, 16?
I was 40, let me see, 15, yeah, about 15 to 16, around that time. Yeah, so there's 100 days in a dark chamber. The only light I can see is the incense lit holding in his hands. When he visited me every day, guiding me in the darkness, I can see the little spot of light. Then he'll put it on a vase with the rice, then he will go. After a little time, they disappear. So I practice a lot in the darkness. It is a few lives experience, very special lives experience. Because in a normal life, you feel painful, you feel, you know, itchy, you feel lonely. It is maybe 5% of the range. We begin to feel, oh, you're so strong. Over there, it's 80, 90, 100%. If everything is like going to extreme. So everyone is like life experience, but if you go through that, that rewards you this wonderful nirvana, you know, ecstasy, joys. But if I give up, like if I cannot put up, I open my eyes, they disappear. Yeah. The hardest thing for me actually is itchiness. Itchy is so itchy, you feel like millions of ants are biting you. Yeah, you feel like, and you cannot scratch it. You scratch it, disappear. But you have to go through it again. I think that is the way my master, like purifications, spiritually. So all the senses purified, then you're like a newborn person. So for about 8 days, my breathing is getting so slow that it's like a dead body. Because you don't feel the breathing. Normally we have 2, 3, 4, 5 times a minute breathing. At that time maybe once an hour. So they call it small death. Small death. But if you have my master guide me through when I was in that critical moment, they reward you with big life. So you are totally transformed with your life force again. So it's after that my healing power is so concentrated, so pure that we touch people, they feel zzz, it's like zapping. They call it zapping, electricity, and you can guide it through to the energy centers and start the healing. So that's my journey of how I started.
And it was always his journey for you that you would leave China and teach in the West.
Yes, when I was about high school, one thing he mentioned is that I think he has the vision. He said, all my students, all my disciples are mountaineers. I want you, no matter what major you do, make sure you go to have university degree, like have university education, because that makes you more capable of the mission in the future. That's how we're doing, how I'm doing now. Imagine if I cannot speak English which I majored in the university. I don't know why. I just love